In today's video, I want to share some cool weapon details that I noticed in Battlefield 6 throughout my time playing over the past couple of weeks that you might not have noticed. Now, I think most Battlefield players are pretty accustomed to DICE putting a lot of attention to detail, and Battlefield 6 is no different. And today I wanted to show you guys a few that I noticed specifically about the weapons. The first one is when you're looking at the M41 in the inspector screen, when you're modifying it, you can see a swipe of white paint on the fire selector. Now, I don't know if this is a tactic in real life just to quickly look at your fire selector and see if the safety is on or not, but when you're in the firing range or in an actual game, you can see that the swipe of white paint is not continuous anymore because the weapon is no longer on the safety. So just a neat little detail there. The second one is for a lot of weapons when you're doing a partial reload. So let's just say you're using the MP5, you fire out the full mag, you just reload normally. When you're doing a partial reload and there's still a live round in the chamber, your soldier will actually flip the fire selector to safety mode, then put the magazine back in and then flip it back to the firing mode. And this you can see on a lot of weapons. So like the MP5, you can also see it on the M417. On the UMG, also known as the UMP. So just a neat little detail that they added. Now, unfortunately, the fire selector doesn't actually change on the weapon when you're swapping between single fire and fully automatic. Maybe they ran out of time to do those specific animations. Next is with the M87A1 shotgun. So when you completely empty the tube within the shotgun, you put the first shell in normally and then you start thumbing in shells. You can see the lifter is actually moving with each shell that you put in. And I just thought that was really paying attention to the details of the reload animations. It's just absolutely fantastic. Next is the M44. So the 6-shooter in Battlefield 6. Now, when you're reloading this thing, if you pay attention, you can see that the shots that you fired will actually eject empty casings as opposed to the bullets that have not been fired yet. So when you reload the weapon, it just ejects all of the cartridges or bullets regardless of whether you fired them all or not to put in a fresh set with the speed loader. But for example, if you only shot 2 shells or 2 bullets out of the 6, you'll only see 2 empty casings come out and the rest will be 4 live rounds. And you can do this experiment with like 3 shots fired, 3 shots unfired, and you're going to see 3 casings come out and 3 bullets. So very nice attention to detail there. Next is the bullet casings. Now I noticed that they actually have physics while firing a bolt action rifle in the firing range. So we're using the SV98 here, and you can see if you aim it just right, the bullet casing will come out and hit the metal plate on the side and then bounce off. And you can do this with a lot of other weapons as well, like I was doing it with the SVK, and you can see the shells are just hitting the metal and then bouncing back off. So I just found it super cool that they actually took the time to make the casings interact with the world around you, and I'm sure if you pay enough attention when you're playing in an actual game, you will see the same behavior. And last but certainly not the least is the weapon model itself. When you're playing in a live game, when you're getting shot, you're going to see it starts getting slowly bloodied because you're taking bullets and potentially the blood is gushing out from you, and then that goes all over your weapon. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't stay in between deaths, so every time you respawn, you're going to spawn with a clean weapon. It would be really cool if it carried over in between your deaths, but I just found it was a neat little detail there that when you're getting shot, you just have blood all over your weapon. So those are all the neat details that I've seen with the weapons in Battlefield 6, and just so much attention to detail here. If you've noticed any, please leave in the comment section down below. All these little details just make the game feel overall immersive, even if sometimes you don't really notice them right away. But yeah, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.